Welcome back. This is not a topic talk or a topic talk gold. I actually don't know what to call this yet, but this is just a question I had that I asked that I now kind of want to talk about. So, hey, welcome to another TK Breezy video. Today's question is Ultimate cooked? Is that cool? That wasn't really the question that I asked, but it was like kind of a question that I got to after seeing the results of that question that I did ask. Now, let's get into the question. Before we get into the question, though, make sure you drop a like, follow, subscribe here on the TK Breezy channel. Very much appreciate it. Those shits go a long way. All right. So a couple of days ago, I was like, actually, one day ago, one day and a half ago, I said, Ultimate Community, where would you say your interest is in Smash at the current moment on a scale of 1 to 10? And why? For me, I'd say it's about a 6. More so because my interest has been split between Smash and Tekken, but also because Rivals and Multiverses are around the corner, which is definitely true. I think that I'm excited to play some more platform fighters, but I do not feel like playing Ultimate right now, when instead of playing Ultimate, I could be practicing and or learning Tekken. So, yeah. So I got a lot of answers from that, and I was like, what was they saying? So let's go ahead and look at what they were saying. I think I can just see it like this, right? View post engagements. So these are all quotes, but I don't want quotes. I just want to look at the comments. What's your way you could just look at the comments? Like it's a long form. View post analytics. I gotta see all that. Also, I probably should change you can reply just so. I'm just gonna go down though. Anyway, so we got a lot of stuff, people answering. Some long answers, some short answers. But I wanted to just kind of talk about some of the ones that kind of stood out to me. So, Parzak said, for me, around a 3 or 4, the characters presented at high level have gotten stale, IMO, and I've just personally felt a lack of storyline and weight to a lot of events, which I wouldn't say it's actually missing. Maybe just a little coverage or I'm out of the loop. I think those are both fair assessments. I feel like right now, a lot of the storyline was kind of like, the last storyline that was like kind of like palpable, I guess, was probably like who's number 1 truly between Spargo and Akola. And then Akola stopped going as much stuff here in America at the very least. I know he's still kind of doing well in Japan. And then Spargo's still doing pretty good as well too. But I feel like that storyline just kind of got played out after that one event where Spargo SmashCon, he flubbed it, and then that just ruined his chance of being number 1. And after that, it was like, well, we already know there's no real race here anymore. And even though Spargo is still pretty positive against Akola, I just think that like we already knew what won that. And then the other storyline was kind of like, is MKLeo on the way back? And I don't really know if that's a storyline worth following anymore, because I feel like MKLeo is like he's just chilling now. Like MKLeo is still very good at the game, but he doesn't have to try hard and be number 1 anymore, bro. Bro is number 1 for so long, and now his family is good. He's good. He's on a good team. They're probably taking way better care of him than anybody else. Like he's set, you know what I'm saying? He probably invested a little bit. I mean, got stocks and bonds or whatever. Like that's a grown man now, bro. He don't need to be number 1 for y'all anymore. So I feel like those two big storylines kind of just got like thrown, and now we're like, well, what's next? What do we have left? You know what I mean? Because I don't even know the answer. Like, what am I watching Ultimate for? Like, what do I expect to see? And a lot of the times, I just like to see character diversity. So when we go to these smaller events that are like B tiers or like A tiers or like A minus tiers and what like that, I'm actually kind of interested in those, because then I get to see some characters I may not normally see in top 8. But when it's like an S tier event or an S plus, and it's got Mia and Spargo and Akola, like I feel like I already know what the top 3 is. Even though sometimes, Mia got cooked recently, I know that at Cirque. But I know that like sometimes they be getting cooked. So, but it's just more often than not, it's not like it's if you're thinking of top 3, it's probably those 3, right? So yeah, we got 4 to 5. J Gray Media is one of the photographers that 4 to 5. Sadly, I love playing the game with my friends for fun. It's always a good laugh, but the community has just become everything I don't want to be associated with. Hold up. My air horns aren't on. I'm gonna have to turn those on. Even my local scene that I once loved attending treat each other so poorly now. Seeing that really bummed me out. For no reason at all, there's so much gatekeeping, social toxicity, unwarranted misconduct, shady solidified business hierarchy, traveling to events and slowly just witnessing it all unfold in front of me genuinely broke my heart. Just when I thought I had a breakthrough too. Shady solidified business hierarchy is something I'd love to hear more about, because that sounds interesting AF. I also am trying to get interested in what Jay Gray meant by solidified business hierarchy. because sometimes I feel like people think that like networking and whatnot, like there's a way to network and then there's a way to nepotists. And I feel like sometimes I see a little more nepotism or like bad ways of networking and whatnot. Like I feel like sometimes when I see how the game has changed, I see networking that's done based off of like, I'm just gonna continue to show up to put myself places. But like I don't intend to be good at the job. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of an issue. Like I feel like I see that sometimes with commentary where there's like a decent amount of there's some commentators that like show up to a lot of events and whatnot, but their craft never gets better. Or like there could be a production company that is like, oh, I'll do it for free, but then their work is shoddy, and you could have hired someone for like, you know, probably relatively cheap, but had a way better produced tournament and whatnot. And like there's stuff like that that definitely happens, and maybe that's something he's talking about. But I'm interested to know what he means as a whole, because he's probably speaking from a photographer standpoint, and maybe he got like you know, for lack of a better term, cucked. As a photographer. Hack says his switches in the living room. He don't play Smash unless it's casually. Damn. Leon says 10 and he wants to enter every bracket. Good for Leon. Why is my soundboard not on? What's going on here? Hold on. My sound at, bro. There we go. Clap it up for him. Clap it up for him. So yeah, clap it up for him. He still want to play the game. We got 3, and seeing the complaints about the meta tournament, not so much has changed since I stopped playing, or even got worse. So it's slowly dropping even further. Only the friends that still play keep me remotely interested. Hype as fuck for rivals though, real. I think that's a pretty good. That's pretty much where I'm thinking, where I'm at. I just feel like there's a lot of complaining, and like real rap, bro. I have enough negativity in my life. So to continuously hop onto this like Twitter or genuinely just anywhere and just kind of deal with that level of negativity definitely starts to wear on you, bro. Yeah, man, that shit sucks. We got I'm at an 8. Commentating has helped me maintain a good mood with the game. Playing it not so much. That's kind of where I'm at as well too. I still like talking about the game. I still like learning cool stuff, but the meta is pretty stale. And normally anything that gets learned in the community will be put on Twitter anyway. So if there's some new tech, I'm gonna see it. 4, I mainly go for the social element and being able to do something with friends. That's real. I'm with that too. Doughboy said, man, I'm down to pretty much a 1 unless I'm hanging out and playing with friends, in which case it's an 8 or 9. Something to do every few weeks or so. Once in a while, a good clip from the set catches my eye on Twitter and gets me excited again. But it's fleeting. Just 5 from A-star. 2. I show up to see my friends. I still like the game, but life is busy. I get deeply distracted by other games. Real. Also, big shouts to Anna. Love her. 2 out of 10. Smash isn't exciting to watch at all anymore for competitive. Content isn't really interesting anymore either. There's so many other fighting games competitively to watch. If Smash was at EVO, I'd watch it. A new Smash would absolutely be welcome, though. I don't really... This guy got into like a little, like, I guess, discussion with another guy in my comments about why it has to be EVO. And I don't really think Smash needed EVO. In fact, I feel like genuinely when we went to EVO, we just complained about that too. Because remember, we go to EVO and then everything's 2 out of 3, and everyone was like, how come they didn't do best of 5 top 1096? And I was like, because there's 18 other tournaments going on and we already have the longest game. That's why. That's why, bro. Like every time I'm just like, bro, win. Just win, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Winning those 3 games, okay? Anyway, actually, you know what? That's another thing. I don't know where we got to this point that we should do everything 3 out of 5. Some of you fuckers don't deserve 3 out of 5, bro. I don't need to 3-stock little Timmy 3 times for me to show you that I was the better player, okay? If it happens twice, it's done. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to have these every tournament. The whole tournament is 3 out of 5, bro. What the hell? Stop that. First round pools should be 2 out of 3 for sure. Like, it's nothing. I don't care how big the tournament is. I don't care how small the tournament is. First round pools. If you're doing pools, 2 out of 3. God damn it. Anyway. And on the inverse, if I go to a tournament and I get 3 stock twice, I don't think I want to play a third game. Yo, sit down, bro. We got one more. No, we don't. Actually, we do not. So, you know, like, I'm good. We got about a 7. I just love Smash in general, and it's always been the best escape from reality for me. My biggest gripe is the meta. The top character representatives are way less cooler than form iterations, and having 80 plus characters with where most are viable is overkill on your memory. Okay, well, I'm not going to complain about that. I actually really do like that we do have a pretty large roster of viable characters that you can see. I do think the very top is very boring, though. So I'll give it up for that. The very top is very boring. I wish I could see some cooler characters at the top. 9, improvement is at an all-time high. Is that for Shiny Mark alone? Probably. Shiny Mark's, he's pretty good. That guy's pretty good. And he's playing a character we don't get to see a lot of anymore because eSAM hasn't been doing that well. So if Evo 2019 was a 10, I'd say the current state is a 3 for me. The top players are playing boring characters to spectate. Of the current top 10 players, there are 3 that I enjoy watching. I'm not going to watch them play Sonic or Steve, so I watch maybe one top 8 set per tournament. He's kind of real for that. He's kind of real for that. You know what I think? You know what I think about that argument though? Firewater in the chat said, you know what? Let me go ahead and put that real quick. Let me put the chat back up. You know what I think about that argument about the we need more sets for weaker players. Weaker players need to just play friendlies, okay? And I don't want to hear that shit. Well, you don't try hard in friendlies. Listen, sir, if I am beating you with my, tertiary in friendlies handily, you just got to hold that shit, bro. Don't be mad that I'm not playing you with your main. Maybe learn this matchup. Maybe actually do something to get me to play my main. You know what I mean? But if I'm even going to sit down and play some friendlies with you, and you just need practice of any kind, I think if I'm handily beating you with whatever character, you're still losing to me, and I can still give you tips. So, yeah, all that like, I only do money matches. Fuck that. I just hate losing. You know what I mean? I don't need money matches to try hard. And also, I don't need a set to tell me when to play. Just go play friendlies. Go play friendlies, bro. Anyway, 4. Every time I play, I see it nothing but abundance of problems and rarely have fun. But I do enjoy watching comp, though not as much as when Leo was number 1. You know what? That's real. As much as I just said, we don't, Leo don't need to be number 1. When Leo was number 1, simpler times. Simpler times, bro. That's a, come on, man. Let's get a picture. 1 from Velvet Velva. The game turned into we'll play this if other options aren't available for one of my group chats. And then even then, A, we always get heated because game needs to be polished, and B, we end up doing something else anyway. I just play Yakuza at that point. Oh, man. Sneaky Muskrat says 7 or 8. Losing both Smash World Tour and Panda Cup really hurt Smash, but it's definitely not definitely not dead. Good majors are still very fun to watch, plus Ultimate is still mad fun to play with friends. Japan has the most interesting, passionate competitive scene right now. Miss Smash at Evo. I'm going to make a whole video on this one day, too. This specifically. Smash World Tour and the Panda Cup, and where we're at now because of it. I'm going to make a video on that one day, too. And I'm going to ruffle some feathers, and I'm going to get some calls. But, I do not give a fuck anymore, bro. You know it's annoying, okay? This is like a prelude to the video, but give me room in my fucking life, okay? And I'm gonna say it, okay? Like, I'm gonna say it, and I mean this shit. Give me room in my fucking life, bro. I was on the fast track of doing quite well for quite some time with Panda. Then that shit dropped, and you know what he did with that? Nothing, bro. Nothing. You don't take a hit like that. You don't make a hit like that and not benefit from that. So you literally shot the gun and then said, well, the deed is done, and then shot yourself. For what? Anyway, I'm going to talk about that in very majorly in another video. Very majorly of that in another video, bro. Anyway, we hit 250 subs today, and I'll take this shot of whatever the fuck this is. I don't know what the hell this was. This was just in my cabinet, and I was like, how long has this been here? Whatever it is, it tastes like a Jolly Rancher. Anyway, yeah, we hit 250 today. We'll hit it. Maybe a 7, still fun for me for the most part, but only against friends and some tournaments. Otherwise, I don't care to play. Mostly watch just on Sundays for the finals. I can get down with that. 3 or 4 at the moment. I still go to Gommel to see the homies. Hey, big shout out to Gommel for the homies. But Ult just doesn't catch my interest the same anymore. We're much rather watch play Tekken and watch Melee these days. 8, I still actively travel to events, but I'm not on the crazy grind I was last year with 2+ tournaments a month, says Jet. That's real. I mean, I think that's eight's pretty good for that. 7 and 8, not gonna lie, both NA, EU, and Japan scenes are rocking with top players, and tournaments are pretty good most of the time. You know, I like that positivity. C Sharp says, if it wasn't for life, it'd probably be a solid 7. Do a local a week and just have fun seeing people instead of trying to hit some goals or some lofty number next to my name at the end of the bracket or the end of the season. But right now, it's a 3 where I only really watch tournaments. So Nick Riddle says between a 3 and a 6, depending on the day. If I could find a game that was as fun as Smash used to be, I would just stop playing. You know, this man said 8 and then 9 because 9 a week ago he started playing Elden Ring and lost 1 point. Must be nice. Must be nice. Seikatsu said SF6 Tekken 2X KO and Rivals 2 coming has smashed a terrible spot. The main thing keeping interest is the meta developed as pro players discover new mains or reach character peaks. The online has always been bad, minimal content creation and barely pulls views outside of tournament. Yep. To play -3 to watch 9. Yeah, there's a lot of like, I feel like lower numbers, but I think the main takeaway from a lot of the things I saw in my comments were gamers I still watch sometimes, but I definitely do not be playing. And that, like, how do you solve that? You know? Because yeah, the game is old in Smash terms, I guess that's not Melee terms. And there's no more patches, and I think that doesn't help for sure for a game that does get patches. I feel like when you introduce patch culture to a game, when you stop patching, it definitely feels like it's the beginning of the end, right? And Melee, before the Melee people show up on this video and they were like, yeah, you'll never be able to live like Melee. Melee had a drought too, you know what I mean? There was definitely a point where people stopped playing Melee as much as well. It was just, there was a very good push for Melee to, you know, be revived. Thus, revival of Melee, the Dot Kids, and all that good stuff. And there's all these pushes to make Melee more accessible as well too. Also, Melee, you know, obviously is a very good game, so I'm not taking it away from that. But there was a point where Melee was definitely not being played like that, and whatnot. And I still think sometimes now even Melee can get a little stale depending on who's in the top 8. Your current top player is sitting on Twitter talking about, why don't nobody like me? Like, what? What? Who fucking cares, bro? Go win that major. So yeah, I mean, it has its moments of downtime too. But Melee is definitely going to be an anomaly when it comes to Smash games or games in general, because no game has ever been able to do that where everybody has moved on to the next game, and then but this game continues to exist. Like, it's in its own timeline now. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the Zelda timeline split. It was 64, and then Melee, and then Brawl for Ultimate, and then PM and HDR, I guess, if you want to, you know, branch all the way out there, right? So the 3 timelines. So yeah, man, I don't really know what the point is or what we could do to like really fix it. Cause like, I don't, you know, the ban talk, fuck the ban talk. That's not going to help. Even with Steve banned, there's still very annoying characters we have to watch. Sonic's still plays Sonic. Game & Watch still exists. Yeah, just, you know, they're probably going to be in every top 8 at some point in time. So, yeah, just right now, the top characters are just not fun to watch. And that's unfortunate for the game. And it would be nice if people kind of like dove into some of the other characters they probably do like playing, but just kind of suck in the grand scheme of things. Like, Chrom was very fun at the beginning of this game, and then everyone was like, well, what if we just edgeguard him very easily? Dead. Character's gone. Right? Roy's still showing up, but ain't showing up as much. It has to be like a crazy cola run for Roy to really show up now, because the other Roys really aren't popping off like that. I know that MKLeo still messes around with a couple sword characters, and that's pretty nice. You still got Cloud coming in from Spargo. But for the most part, like, when Sonic, Steve, and Game & Watch in the top 8, I'm already kind of asleep. If you ban Steve, the Robs take over. That character can be kind of fun to watch. But if I saw like 3 Robs in one top 8, I don't know, bro. I don't know. So yeah, I just think that like right now, like, I think the only thing that can really change to help would just be the community mindset as a whole. But I feel like you can't just ask people to be nice about a game that they're not fucking with. And so I think the best thing that can be done is, like, if you're not fucking with the game, just move on, you know? I mean, I fuck with the game because I commentate it, but like, as far as playing it, no, you catch me on Tekken, you catch me on Granblue and stuff like that. You gotta catch me on some multiverses for a while, catch me on some Rivals for a while, stuff like that, you know what I mean? But when it comes to like playing Ultimate right now, man. And it's hard too, because not only is Ultimate like not only do I not really have time to go to my locals and stuff like I used to, but playing online is abysmal. That shit is abysmal. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to play online, if you want to take the game seriously, you get the mod pack. I'm not taking the game seriously. I'm not becoming a top player. So I would just play regular Wi-Fi. And that shit is abysmal, bro. I mean, that shit is abysmal. Like, what the fuck? Like, I can't believe that's the product that we even got years ago. So I still like playing friendlies in the venue. But more often than not now, if there's any Tekken in the venue, I'm back to playing Tekken, most likely. You know what I mean? So, like, if I see Tekken in the venue, I'm just gonna play Tekken. You know? So, yeah, I mean, like, it's just stuff like that. So, I don't know, man. Like, what can we do as a community? I guess that's the question I'm gonna leave you guys with. What can we do as a community to, like, breathe life back into this game? I know there's short stuff that's like about storylines, but storylines can't be fabricated. They have to be created naturally, right? You know? We didn't tell Leffen and Hacks to hate each other. They just did. You know? We didn't tell Mango and H-Block to hate each other. They just did. You know? Like, that wasn't like a community focused thing. That just something happened. Two people don't fuck with each other. And then take it out in the game. You said, Mayday says it takes some community effort, some big events. I feel like that too. I know one thing that we got going for us right now is Watch the Throne. Watch the Throne, but Watch the Throne even in itself is not only just a Smash event. We actually want to do a lot of things with platform gaming. So if Multiversus does well and Rivals does well and what is that? Combo Devils does well, then we wanna really focus on all of that. So we'll probably make it a multiple event in general. But Watch the Throne is an event for us by us, FUBU type event. Where we like, you know, we kind of make things happen. And I think honestly this Watch the Throne might be super special, so definitely keep your eyes out on some announcements in the near future. But yeah, I think outside of that, yeah, it's gonna really take community effort. Because like one thing we can't do, we cannot make Smashers, or we cannot make gaming less toxic. Now I do think we could make gaming less toxic percentage wise. I think we could be a little less hate filled on the timeline, but I don't think it's ever going to be to zero, you know? I don't think it'll ever be just zero. But yeah, I do think that like the community's like the community's negativity doesn't help. The top players at the top, or the top characters that we see on the frequent usually don't help. And just no patches and being kind of an old game, and that doesn't really help either. It's not really like an old game to the point where it's like it should be dead, but it's definitely on its way out if there isn't a shift in the culture. So we'll have to see, man, what happens in the future if we do get a shift in the culture. But that's the question I'll leave with you guys. What do you think we could do as a community to bring Ultimate events back up and hype and fun? You let me know in the comments below. I'll be reading those and replying, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.